Hi, my name is Tanya Dudley and I'm from Cofence. No matter how many times I do a talk about phishing or do a media interview, there's always this closing question. What can we do about phishing? So I'm going to use these 5 minutes or less to give you some quick tips on what you can do to protect your business. I'm going to break this down into two separate categories, the human controls and the technical controls. So let's start with the first one. What can you do as a small business leader when it comes to your users? The first and foremost is training your users. This task isn't easy in a small business, but it's critical as your organization size doesn't exclude you from being a target from threat actors. We also know that that you can be a target as a way for the threat actors to gain access to a larger organization. So, so what do you need to teach your users is that anyone can be a target, and we encourage organizations to simulate a phishing attack that aligns to the real phishing that you're seeing in your environment. If you have an IT support or an MSSP that you're utilizing to manage your email environment, ask them for some live examples that you can share with your users, because these are how they can see what's legitimate and what is really coming into your organization and is a threat for them to watch out for. The next thing that I want to talk about is a password vault. The number one type of phishing threat that we see today in our Phishing Defense Center is credential phishing. So when it comes to passwords, encourage the use of a password vault so that your users are creating a unique username and password for each of their accounts. Yes, I know that sounds like a lot, which is why we encourage a password vault. But if the threat actor gets access to to their credentials, they can easily use those credentials across any of the other hosting services that you may be utilizing for your business. So this is also a great habit for them to get into when it comes to managing their own personal accounts in their personal life, right? So their email accounts or their financial institutions. And this last thing that I want to talk about is specific to functions within your business. We see HR and finance roles are highly targeted with emails that mimic messages they receive as part of their day-to-day processes. They need to be reminded that following your internal processes when it comes to transferring money should always be followed. We've seen threat actors sending emails with a subject line such as invoice or payment request. And the other thing that we see them doing is asking for an AR aging report. So what they can do with those then is target for any past due payments that might be due. So now let's move on to our technical controls. So just a couple of quick items that you can do to greatly increase the security posture of your small business. Enable two-factor. So whether you have O365 or G Suite, enable MFA or Google Authenticator. These will help protect your credentials for your email and any hosted documents that you're using within these two environments. The last two settings are found in O365, but I'm guessing that G Suite probably have something very similar to these. Disable these two settings to allow your users to grant access or installing apps connecting to your O365 environment. And this last item is to disable the setting that allows your users to consent apps accessing your organization's data. So disabling these configurations will help protect your organization when it comes to your users' credentials getting compromised. So we know that threat actors will send out emails, phishing emails that will then target these types of applications or configuration settings. So this is one way that you can protect your organization. I hope this quick take was helpful for you to increase your organization's email security. Thank you.